Well, new season, same shenanigans, boy. Boy, boy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not too too downbeat. It's the first game of the season, yeah. So new manager, new ideas. Preseason wasn't necessarily ideal in terms of the World Cup players coming back, so it's gonna take a little bit of extra training to get his ideas across fully. But that was definitely harder than what it should have been, innit?
Yeah, bro. I don't want to exhibit or experience that level of stress and anxiety from day one, but I predicted this. I said that we're going to be looking at a season of 3-2s, 2-3s, high scoring games because we are clearly lacking a lot in midfield.
Right.
We're lacking a lot in terms of squad depth, and we're just fun and open. And
Yeah.
that might be
Wait,
cool
hold on,
in
hold on, hold
comparison
on,
to
hold on.
last season.
Hold on. Before we dive into what's happened in this game, man, let me just remind the people real quick. It's still road to 500, you know. We're almost there, you know. We're literally I can see the finish line. You know what I'm saying? I can literally see it. I'm saying, but my shirt's being pulled. So I need your help, man. Come on. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Follow the socials too, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's run those numbers up while we're at it. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway,
let's do that.
as you were saying, I saw it in pre-season, Sam.
Mm,
I said it to you, didn't I? I said it on the pod as well. I said it in transition, we've got problems.
yeah.
And the first goal just highlighted those problems. You got Gravenberch with the ball on the edge of the box. Where's Soboslai, bro? Where was Soboslai?
Ahead of the ball.
He was ahead of the ball on the right
He's
hand side, out wide.
he's helping the
What?
ball.
Okay, okay. No, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say AI is not telling you both to be in the box to flood the box, both midfielders to flood the box. When you've got two
Definitely
wide
not.
men, a
Definitely not.
striker, a number 10, yeah, and a number. I'm saying, and then necessarily the fullbacks might be pushed up. I'm saying no, he's not telling you both to flood the box at the same time. So one of you have got to stay. Now, Soboslai's got to hold.
Is he is he assuming that they have the basic intelligence to know that as a pair, one goes and one stays? Yeah. Because if he's assuming that, his assumption is wrong because we got caught several times with that happening today. And I know they're both offensive. I know they're both attacking players that try to get ahead of the ball. Um, but where's the sense of responsibility? You know, after what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? Like scary. But also on that goal, and Andoni did actually mention it in his post match interview. Why isn't Gravenberch shot?
Yeah. He should have taken a shot. First and foremost, he shouldn't have taken a shot. He should have taken a shot. We don't have enough of that from midfield anymore. Players
Mm.
taking a shot. And the thing is, he took a shot last season and it was a terrible shot, but it went in. So
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
he'd oh, I did this last season, let me try again. I don't know
Mm.
why he tried to square it. But you know what? Let's be honest, yeah. People are gonna make wrong decisions. And I don't mind what I do, and I don't mind wrong decisions in the final third. I'd rather a wrong decision be made in the attacking third than in the defensive third. You know what I'm saying?
That's all well and good, bro, for a team that has a structure and is not susceptible to be getting sprung on counterattacks in transition. Like, if you have a structure and you lose in the final third and you have a defensive midfielder behind the ball, you're okay because everyone's rushing back to try and defend and to get back into shape. When you don't have a structure, both your central midfielders are ahead of the ball, your wide men are ahead of the ball, your striker and your 10 are ahead of the ball, you're completely open. And so, as much as I can understand what you're saying about making the mistakes up there, we're not ready to make them mistakes. So, like Andoni said, finish the action, get a corner, get a save, yeah, get the shot off, get the final pass off. But if we lose it in that area, which we did probably about 4 or 5 times that led to dangerous counterattacks, we're just going to getting stung week after week. And
Yeah,
what's probably scary about it is I don't think that we're trying to solve that by buying or having a more defensive-minded midfielder. From what he said in his interview, he's trying to solve that by making sure we finish our attacks properly. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but
Is
the thing is, yeah, you can't say finishing our attacks properly because anything can happen. Like
mm,
Gravenberch could have had that shot and it could have deflected. They could have blocked it and it could have deflected back into that position to Asula. I think it was Asula with the. Do you get what I mean? Or he
yeah,
could have
yeah.
shot and the keeper saves it and throws it straight to Asula. Like, so him
Mm,
saying that is a bit mad. I get what he's saying. Yeah, have the shot. Yeah, have the end product. But the same thing needs to happen. There still needs to be a midfielder behind the play so that
mm,
you're either slowing it down so everyone else can get back, or you're taking the yellow card if need be. You know what I mean? Little tug on
yeah,
the shirt, whatever
yeah,
the case might be.
yeah.
Listen, you said, is he assuming that they've got the intelligence? Listen, assumptions is the mother of all fuck ups, yeah? So
We know.
he should be assuming anything. It should be a clear instruction, yeah? One of you needs to stay back. But like I said, like we said before, and like I said before, we need someone who's more defensive minded. Trainioni is not the answer because he's too young. We need someone who has the nous to be like, okay, the attack's gone forward. I'm gonna sit on the edge of the semicircle, the circle, center circle, sorry, like sit behind the play. Because that
Yeah.
can't happen. That those kind of attacks can't happen. I'm saying it like, and in my head I'm saying, Simon, you're saying they can't happen, but they've been happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's
over and
mad.
over, over and
It's
over.
mad. It's mad. It's mad. And whilst we're talking about midfield, even for the second goal, how has Verts and Soboslai got round the player with the ball? Was it Visser with the ball, and he still managed to get away with the ball?
That whole movement just baffled me because he had 4 men around him. 4. Yeah. And he done a little pirouette. Yeah. And no one's put a challenge in. No one's taken a yellow. No one's tried to foul him, knowing that it's a dangerous counter attack. And yet he's still got space as well because everyone's sort of dispersed around him as well. I'm
Fanned
like,
out.
how is that happening? And obviously you've got the centre backs as well who are backing up as well. I'm like, you saw the goal coming. You saw the goal coming from that attack, not in terms of the overall shape of the game and how we were playing at that moment, but any sort of transitional attack, we're wide open. And it's like, be, I don't want to be brought into a false sense of security about the stats, about the XG, about the possession, about the amount of shots we had. Yeah. They should have won that game. They should have won
Yeah,
that. And
with the
so let's
chances
be honest about
created.
it. Let's say we nicked a draw. Yeah, it was a penalty, but we nicked a draw right at the end. Yeah, so I don't want people to look at the stats and sort of think, oh, do you know what? We're in transition. We're gonna get better. That's fine. Yeah, but if we're gonna do that, we have to make these chances count, and we have to make the possession count. All of those stats that I saw today, do you know what the worst one was? 0 chances created, 0
Mm-hmm.
clear-cut chances, none.
Yeah,
None. Can you
yeah.
imagine? You've had 27 shots on goal and you've not created one clear-cut chance. And
And the
that's going
thing
to bring
is,
me up to Burts in a minute. But anyway, we'll come to that.
yeah,
Like,
that's
when
the thing is, we dominated the play. I reckon the possession stats were probably heavy in our favor. I didn't
60,
look.
61, 61,
There
bro.
you go. But it's not about coming onto Verts in the minute. Bing. Um, Verts is the one who is guilty of us not creating any clear cut chances. You're playing in a 10. We're playing one
Mm,
man up front. We're playing in a 10 role. Your job is to receive that ball and make things happen.
yeah,
The guy is the guy, one, is lightweight and two, slow. Yeah. You cannot be lightweight. Smaller players, technical players tend to be lightweight, yeah, because you're small, you're technical, you're quick, you're doing quick movements, whatever. But why are you inviting the physical presence of other players by holding the ball or slowing it down? Your speed of thought for someone in that position should be quicker, and it's
yeah,
just not. He just wasn't at the races today, and this is not looking good moving forward. Last season was his first season. Everyone was saying, not sure about Verts, that price tag. Da, 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 da. Give him the season to feel his way into the league. Okay, he's had that season. First competitive game starts, and it's like the same Florian. It wasn't
mm,
good enough today. It is really poor, really, really poor from him. He needs to improve his speed of thought and the actual things that he's doing on the ball, his end products, because it's not good enough.
yeah. I'm there was a message in the GC, and someone said, "I'm starting to dislike Verts," and I know it's the first game of the season, but you know when a player becomes so polarizing that he becomes irritating, you begin to dislike him as a person that you don't even know. Yeah, that's because on the football pitch he's jarring you. Yeah, he's irritating you because you know he can do so much, but he doesn't. And he produces the same thing over and over again. Yes, again, I repeat, it's the first game of the season, but that game of the season was the whole of last season. That
Mm,
Bert's the same
yeah.
guy. He was the same guy. And so that's why my patience is running thin. And I think what kind of struck me and actually made me think was when Sturridge said after the game that Dominic Szoboszlai best position is a 10. And I thought to myself, would he be doing any better than what Verts is doing right now? I had to question it. Just wait,
Nah, do you know what? No,
just wait,
no.
just wait. I had to question it because I know Dominic has got no subtlety in his passing. His passing is basic at best. He's got a great shot and he's a set piece taker. That's what I see him as for the team. Yeah. But in terms of the press, which we had was non-existent in that game, and I don't know why, considering we're supposed to try and win the ball high up the field, there was no press at all. I'm like, do we jiggle things around a little bit and let Szoboszlai have a moment in the 10th when Verts is like this? Yeah. And then at least we can find maybe a little bit more balance in midfield if slow-ass McAllister is there, because at least he will sit. I'm trying to think of, it's almost round pegs in square holes, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to see where we can get something better out of both of those guys. Because Verts, for me, that kind of performance, if it weren't for his price tag, you don't start the next game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You don't.
Yeah, I agree with that last point you made. And back to the point you made about Szoboszlai playing in the 10, I don't think he technically is gifted enough to play in that
He's
role.
not. He's not.
He's
I
not.
agree he's not. But
Yeah.
will we get more out of him, yeah, than we're getting out of Verts in that role
I
right now?
no, I don't think so. Because now you're gonna start me on Dominic Szoboszlai. Like
Well, we got to come to Szoboszlai anyway, so
Dominic Szoboszlai, I still don't like listen, okay, let's put the penalty to the side, yeah. I still don't understand what he's giving us because he was one of those midfielders guilty of not taking Visser out in that
mm,
second attack for the attack for the second goal, sorry. Like someone said it in the GC, yeah, the word to use, he harries. He harries players. And if they make a mistake, he'll take the ball. But he doesn't put a foot in. He's not a dirty midfielder. Do you get what I'm saying? He doesn't
mm,
he wants to keep his hair nice. He wants to keep his hands clean, his shirt looking pristine. That's the kind of vibes he gives me. When he's got the ball, when you give him the ball, yeah, he can run. Like you said, his passing range is basic. He hasn't got a 40-yard ping or anything like that. So what does he give us? Okay, stonking penalty at the end. I don't think two keepers saved that penalty that he takes. Lovely, lovely, great for that because obviously, nicks us the point that we needed. Well, not needed, that we didn't really deserve. But outside of that, what is he bringing? What is he bringing? I said it on this pod last season. He was our best player last season in a season where everyone was terrible. He's not our GOAT. He cannot be our GOAT. It's not. Listen, Dominic Szoboszlai in the 10. Hell no. I'd rather McAllister played in the 10. I'd rather McAllister played in number 10.
boy.
But
To be
saying that,
honest,
if you put
right
Szoboszlai
now,
in the 10, that would allow you to have Gravenberch, Trey, Nioni, and McAllister. So
I'm
McAllister
just
and
saying,
Gravenberch could push forward. But the problem is Trey can't play 38 games in the Premier League.
no
He
one's
can't do it.
expecting him to. No one's
So
expecting him to, but the balance is so wrong that something has to change. Something has to change. Newcastle's midfield was probably the weakest we've seen in recent years. Yeah.
no
And they didn't
Trevor
have
Rice,
to do much.
no Joe Linton. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Do
Mad.
you know what I mean? They didn't have to do much, yeah, to win those transitions. They didn't have to
Mm,
have ball winners in there. There were no challenges in midfield. Do you know what
mm.
I mean? Like you said, we ran around them in circles, harried them, but what did we actually do? What did we actually do to stop any of those attacks from happening? There
When
needs
you
to be a change.
we let 4 foot nothing Visser bust that midfield. He dropped in and
Mm,
was like, do you get what I mean? Like, not just him, but at points he dropped in, won the ball in midfield, and was just running for fun.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mental,
Do you
mental.
know what?
Now the
I
mid,
hate when we let average players look like superstars when they play against
yeah,
Liverpool. Like,
mm,
he's not a great footballer. He's not. Yeah, but we made him look amazing today. We made him
mm,
look so, so good. And
I
I'm
agree.
just like, I hope what I've seen in Iriada already is that he makes changes quickly and he adapts quite quickly. And, you know, the things that he did today did make a slight difference. I'm hoping that he's seeing the issues that we see immediately.
Yeah,
Um, I just don't want him to sit on it and just think, okay, you know, we can get by. Because I don't think we can.
a big issue today for me was Rio and Gamoa. I said it to
Yeah.
you last pod, yeah. I said it to you like we didn't really get into the game in the pre-season. I know the right side is just not for him. It's not for him. He needs to learn that, and
Mm,
we can't afford to teach him that for 90 minutes. We can
mm,
afford to teach him, okay, come off the bench 15, 20 minutes here, and of course we can, but not
yeah.
90 minutes. We can't do that. And through no fault of his, I'm not blaming him. He's in an alien position. Do you get what I'm
Mm,
saying? And people might think, what do you mean? Like he plays left wing, right. There's two different things. When you're used to cutting in on your right foot and knowing that
mm.
you've got your right foot to shoot on, where now he's cutting in on his left, he doesn't trust it as much. So when he should pull the trigger, he's not. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yes and
we're
no.
not a
Yes.
we're not a byline team either. Like if he gets to the byline, who's even in the box? Against Newcastle, you got Isak against who was it today? Botman. I can't remember who else was in centre back. Just escaped me. But Newcastle are a big side
Yeah.
at the back. They deal with those aerial threats pretty well. So it's like, yeah, it's not for him, man. It's not for him.
Two
And
things on that, bro. Two things on that. Firstly, the amount of times we crossed the ball in, yeah, and it was only Isak in the box, just
mm,
madded me. Like I couldn't understand. Like the times that Frimpong did beat his man, like he's putting a ball in, some are 50-50, some of them are decent, some of them are terrible. That's Frimpong. It's cool. But he's only got one man to hit. Yeah. That's crazy for me. Secondly, with Rio, I feel like he can produce in that position, but it's gonna take a while. Like you said, he's gonna
yeah,
have to learn it. And
that's what
I don't
exactly.
know if that was by force and necessity because we don't have any other right wingers at the moment, or the fact that Gakpo is so one-dimensional that he can't go there. When for me, as the senior pro who should be able to be a bit more adaptable, maybe he should go there and let Rio be on the
Yeah,
left, so we
mm,
get a bit out of both of them. You see,
yeah,
because for me, even though Gakpo was decent today, up until his goal, he was a bit of last season Gakpo. And I think
mm,
you get
yeah,
more from Rio on the left than you would get Gakpo until he scores and gets confident, and then he's a bit more of a threat. And so I feel like Rio's been put there by default, and it's like, okay, well, you're the young player who's just come into the
mm,
team, so you take
yeah,
that graveyard shift. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? And then, but in the same respect to saying that, Munoz comes on and is a totally different proposition on there, totally
right.
different, and
So
he's
on
also a
Munoz,
left winger.
yeah, but on Munoz, yeah, he's 5 years older than Rio. Yeah,
Mm,
he's played he's played a lot more football than Rio. Yeah,
mm,
so he's a starter, so he's played across that front three before. Yeah, in all those positions before, and he's played with a lot more experienced players as well than Rio has. You know what I'm saying? Because
fair.
he's played for a longer period of time, so I can understand why he was more effective in that position. Secondly, he came off the bench. When you've got that much pace and trickery, it's easier to affect the game. Rio did the same when he
Okay.
came on against Newcastle last season. He came on, affected the game because legs are tired, blah, blah, blah. You're quick. So I'm not going to read too much into Munoz start playing there because, like I said, when you're bringing that much pace off the bench at that point in the game, it's always going to cause problems, isn't it? But if you're asking me out of the two, who should be out there, probably more Munoz because he's obviously the more seasoned pro. And then you
Mm.
can allow Rio to have cameos. You can come on for Gakpo or you can come on for Munoz and then, maybe it affects the game more because it's later and the pace. But
I
yeah,
think
that
just just the last thing on Rio, like I think we've got to kind of put a bit of perspective in it. Like, how many teams in the Premier League are having a 17-year-old start the season
he's
for them?
April. He's 18, but you're right. Yeah,
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 bro.
you're right. You're right.
18. It's
Right.
it's a bit mental. The
Mm,
expectations are crazy high for Rio because obviously
yeah,
he's a super talented kid and you know he's gonna be special, but just calm a little bit
yeah.
because realistically, he had a lot of appearances last season, a lot of them off the bench and some starts, but he started the season. But I think it was
Mm,
by necessity. I believe
yeah.
if we had Barcola in, I believe Gakpo gets shifted over there and Rio starts on the
Hey,
bench.
yeah,
You know,
but I would.
so
I'd be happy for that. Like you said, as the more seasoned pro, he should take the role. Let the young boy
mm,
stay comfortable in his position. Do you get what I'm saying? Until he
yeah,
grows a bit in terms of his confidence to play both sides. Yeah, yeah, you're
yeah,
right. It just everything we're saying right now just screams more signings. But before we talk about signings, the fullbacks as well, man. I don't think we help our fullbacks. I don't think we help our fullbacks. Let's be honest, yeah. Technically, Frimpong, Kirkes, they're not gifted technically, they're fullbacks, yeah? Cool. What have they got is pace. Again,
mm,
someone like Florian should be spotting when they're running and playing them in. But secondary to that, when they do get to the byline, we need more numbers in the box.
yeah, yeah,
We've
agree.
effectively got two number eights, yeah, in Soboslai and Gravenberch. But too many times it's just Isak on his own in the box. How does that work? How? How? When you know you got two flying
Really,
fullbacks.
really, when the overlap's been played, and it happened once in the first half, and Gakpo played it
Mm,
down the left for Kirkes, Kirkes had one man to hit, and that was Isak.
mm.
Now, I expect Verts to be in there, and I expect one of the eights to be in there. Didn't
Yeah,
happen. Whole game.
yeah.
Didn't happen. Whole game.
It's
And I'm like, the far side, you've got Rio, and Rio's waiting on the edge as well, so he's not trying to get in there at the moment. And so you're creating those overloads, and you're playing to Kirkes' strength specifically because he does put a good ball in, but he's got no one to hit, and
mm,
and he's a little bit brainless. He's
mm.
a little bit brainless. He gets there and it's like, woof, just whip it, just whip it in. I'm like, just take a second, just take a moment. Yeah, if you've only got one man to pick out, you need to have a look at him.
Yeah,
You
but
need to
that's not.
see where
Yeah,
you're
but you see
aiming.
now. But see now, the reason why I don't agree with you because that's not his game. He didn't do that at Bournemouth. He just put the ball into the box.
He
And the
has
thing
to
is, all right,
adapt his
okay,
game.
no, no. You see, I disagree with you. I disagree with you because we know he plays like that, and in certain situations, he's going to have time to look. And some situations, more often than not, he's not going to have time to look. So as a fullback myself, yeah, I just want to put it in an area, a dangerous area that someone's going to attack the ball. That I expect people to be there to
Mm.
attack the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like I said, sometimes, okay, yeah, he probably could look, but we know he's not going to. So why are we asking him to do this thing that he's never done in his career? Yeah, and not likely to do. Yeah, just get men in the box. Get men in the box.
Okay, it's twofold then, bro. The first point is we get men in the box. And the second thing is if there's only one man in the box, please come on, show a bit of football intelligence. That opportunity in the second half, when he has to roll it across the 6-yard line for Isak to tap in, why is he whipping it in with all that pace? Yeah, because he
Yeah.
hasn't used his
Okay.
brain at that point. And
Yeah. Okay.
that's not him changing what he's been doing for his whole career. That's just showing a
Yeah.
bit of intelligence in the moment, yeah, to get the best out of that situation. So
100%.
I don't think
100%.
we it's too much to expect that. I think that's okay. Like he needs to be able
No,
to do
no.
that.
I think there's a difference between decision making and having a look. Having a look isn't always going to happen because when you're on the overload and then you've got maybe the winger or the other fullback who's now tracked your run, yeah, you might not have a look because, like I said to you, he's a fullback. Like, don't know if his brain works that way in terms of looking up. And things. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
not everybody's Robertson and Prime Robertson and Trent. You see what I'm saying? So I'm
that's a
saying to
harsh
myself,
marker
I'm
to
saying
bring
to
out,
you,
bro.
huh?
That's a harsh marker to bring out, man.
Yeah,
Them
I'm just
two,
saying, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Two exceptional fullbacks. That's what I'm saying to you. That only come come along once in a blue moon. What I'm saying,
Mhm.
Kirkes is brainless for want of a better word. He's just gonna get to the byline and stand it up or drill it across, whatever he's gonna do. Let's get men in the box. Like we had men in the box when Gravenberch had the ball at the edge of the box. Yeah, where is everybody? Is what I'm saying. And that's what happens. And that's why our fullbacks, in my opinion, look crap. Frimpong's on the other side. Like, what's going on? Because he delaying. But he can't see nothing.
Uh,
And then he ends up giving away a foul. Frimpong should be told, all you need to do, overlap. get to the byline, cross the ball. That should be his mantra. Byline, cross the ball. He should never be trying to necessarily stand a man up and beat a man like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, it's gonna happen. Yeah, I know, but in general, do you know what I'm saying? In the mains, but I don't know. There was a lot of people. I was on TikTok live the whole game. There's a lot of people. Get rid of Kirkez. Get rid of Frimpong. I'm not in that camp. I think those two are good fullbacks, but I think we just need to understand their game and play accordingly when it comes to their attacks. Anyway, and as for Isak, yeah, wow, that atmosphere, having to deal with St. James's Park, booing you like that, the pressure was a lot today. But again, the guy didn't have nothing to really feed off, man. Seriously, like you've got to do better, man, because he needs feeding. There's no point having this number 9 who we know's lethal, potent, and he's not getting any service. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like last season, he was doing all that dropping in, running. No, we don't want to see that no more. So, Berts, you've got one job and one job only. Keep the striker. Come on, man.
Yep. That is it. Nothing more, man. Nothing more.
But overall,
before we wrap up, by the way, there's two things I wanted to say. Firstly, I wanted to see Isak take that penalty, but yeah, his balls weren't big enough, clearly. He looked shook on the TV. He looked shook. So, all right, cool, whatever. The second thing is Mr. Virgil van Dijk. He's aging by the minute. And today it was a bit sad for me to watch at times. The crossfield ping, no longer accurate. Basic passes, no longer accurate. The aura, gone. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody has this thing about this aura defending. I don't think people fully understand what he's trying to do, but go on, carry on.
Yeah, and I just, watching him today, it was like, I was disheartened because I can see the end is nigh. But I was also like, okay, Jake has reinforced what I saw last week. And I know that boy's a footballer. He's a proper player. And so I'm just hopeful that we keep them both fit, that Leone comes back in, that Araujo can do the job when needed. But it was sad to see Virgil like that today, man. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, it's crazy because I don't share your sentiment. Yes, he's aging. Yes, that's inevitable. We all are. But I didn't see what was so bad today. Like the aura defending that everybody talks about, is him today. What he's trying to do, he's just trying to hold up. Michael Richards even said it. Yeah, he's just trying to hold up the defender to get numbers back. And when you look at it for the Willock goal, was it Willock that scored? Is it Willock that scored the second goal? Was it Murphy?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, anyway.
It was.
Yeah, for the second goal, yeah, we got numbers back. He done his and we got numbers back, but nobody put a tackle in. That's what he does. He just waits and waits and waits so that we get numbers back, and then we're in a good position to defend it. Because if you look at it, yeah, when you check it, if he actually does put a tackle in and he does miss, because that can happen, he doesn't make the tackle, then we're even more wide open. And I think he backs his keeper in Alisson for you to take a shot from long distance. So that's why I think people got this aura defending all twisted. It's not aura defend. It's just how he defends and what he does, and he's been very successful at it for a very long period of time. Hence why we have some of the trophies that we have. So I think people need to cut Virgil a little bit of slack, and with him still being in the squad, even though he's aging, Jeremy Jacquet is going to learn from one of the world's best central defenders. We need
I agree on that.
We need that aura passed down the line, bro. You see what I'm saying? So let's
I agree on that bit.
Let's just relax on Virgil a little bit. In my opinion,
I'm just happy to get out of there unscathed, and with something to build on next week. Because the worst possible thing you can have as a new manager is to lose your first game. You don't want to be on the back foot straight away. So I'll take it.
There was a lot of headless chickens on the TikTok live, and Yeah, I'm like, relax. It's the first game of the season. Like you said, it's not nice to lose your first game of the season, but if we lost the first game of the season, we're not winning or losing anything on the first game of the season. I always say, yeah, you can lose your first 2, 3 games and you can still compete. You get what I'm saying? You can still challenge for the title.
Mm.
So, but we need to draw. We'll run back to Liverpool with that. We'll take it. We'll go again next weekend.
Out of there,
Yeah,
yeah.
go again next weekend at home to Nottingham Forest, and hopefully the performance level picks up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
100.
people, like I'm always telling you, man, come on, like, share, subscribe, follow the socials. We're still on the push. We're still on the charge. Yeah. Like I always, we appreciate every single one of you that have hit that subscribe button so far, man. But we just need a few more of you to do the same thing, man. And we'll be, I won't say home free, we'll be happy campers. Yeah. But until the next time, people, we out.
Peace.